What up? What up? What up? What up?
What's going on? What's going on, people? What's going on,
What's
Bill?
going on, Lucho? What's up, everybody? This is the SCD podcast
Good, man. Yes,
coming
sir.
to you
Yes, sir.
guys with a potential great show. A lot of football talks. If you're here for
Oh yeah.
football, wild card weekend talk, we got it
Yes,
for you.
sir.
A lot of football heavy,
Great
man. We wait for the
weekend.
rest of the guys to pop in, man. Let's get out the way real quick. I'm drinking on. Get it out the way because
Man,
we got a lot of we don't want to talk too much about it.
we don't want to talk too long, man. For the weekend, y'all can't even see it. Hold on, y'all
Yeah.
can't even see it.
Oh, okay.
But you see it.
You got
You
the
see
Jack.
it.
You got the Jack Daniels
You
going.
see it. So just for the weekend
Tennessee,
celebration.
Tennessee's finest whiskey.
Yes,
Then I got the
sir.
you know what's in my cup. I'm sticking with tequila, man. I'm staying on the tequila
What's
route.
it, the Avion?
Pedro, yeah, Pedro Adrul.
Oh,
It's
okay.
not everywhere. I
Okay.
can't find it everywhere. It's only like certain
Yeah.
stores that have them here. Okay, it's only
Oh
a
yeah, you
certain
better
amount of
keep that. You better keep that fan on. You sipping that tequila. You
I
better
can't
keep
tell
that
if it's
fan
loud or
on.
not. I can't tell if it's
Oh
loud or
no,
not.
I can't hear it. I can't hear
All
it.
right, cool. And I put it back on. But yeah, keep with the tequila thing, man. It got me. I love tequila. All right, what up, Leisha? What up? What up? Let's get right into it, man. The other guys will show up soon.
Oh yeah,
Before we get into the actual wild card weekend, man, we got a lot of quarterbacks who are on the brink of probably finding a new home, or who we think may be finding a new home. It's
right.
not set in stone yet. We're just doing, the
Halfway out the door. Halfway
yeah,
out the
halfway out
door.
the door. Halfway out the door. So we think. So we're gonna talk about a couple of quarterbacks and their futures.
Right.
Um, off rip, one of the biggest, well, probably the second biggest name, as the homie Trill put up. What up, Trill?
What's
AKA
going
Jacob.
on, True?
Good.
What's good?
It's good. So yeah, we talking about the first name that popped up to mind was Aaron Rodgers. He had that the loss in the first round. No, I'm
Right.
sorry. They didn't get in. They didn't get in. Sorry.
No,
They
no,
did not
no.
get in.
Detroit took him out.
Detroit took care of business, took him out, played spoiler. Um, but immediately after the game, the speculation was where is he going next? Is he staying? I don't think he really wanted to be there from the. Well, I don't know. I can't say he didn't want to be there because he had a chance to leave a couple of times. We all
Right.
thought that him and Matt LaFleur won a good pairing, but he win a couple of games and he heals a lot of things. So, what do you guys
Right.
think? Is he leaving? Is staying? If so, what one team you think he could potentially go to?
So with A Rod, man, A Rod is such a arm talent. I mean, he has such a great arm talent. A little, we've heard the whispers about him off the field. I would love to see A Rod go and take the Tom Brady route. Go to a team with a well-established, good weapons, a decent offensive line. I just feel like nothing's gonna get done in Green Bay. I just feel like building in Green Bay, they just too deep in a hole to kind of rebuild. And they really, I don't feel like they know what they're doing. Let's not forget that they drafted Jordan Love in the first round, maybe 4 years ago, and that hasn't panned out at all. I feel like Aaron Rodgers has at least maybe like 4 more great years in him. And if we're gonna do that, man, let's spend it on getting rings. But I don't think it can be done in Green Bay. Where he can go, I don't know. It's a lot of different options. I just want to see him take his talent somewhere else. Oh, you muted. You muted, Trill.
Y'all hear me now?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah,
All right,
yeah.
what's going on? But
What's good?
going
What's
back
good?
on A Rod, I think he wants to kind of wait it out, just kind of see what Green Bay does. If they have a
Right.
successful offseason far as like acquiring players, he may stick around. But if
Yeah,
not, I think he's
yeah.
gonna try to work his way out. One team I could see him potentially going to is the Raiders, Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah.
I think if you pair him back with Tay, and
Hmm.
with the offense they got, I think they could be successful with Aaron Rodgers as their quarterback. But we'll have to wait and see what
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah. And that'll be a good place. It's not in Oakland, it's not in Cali. His hometown is from Cali, but it's still back west. And I think he wouldn't
Right,
mind getting back to the warm weather for those last couple of years.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
you said, he definitely got 2 or 3 good more years in him. You know what
Oh
I'm saying?
yeah. Oh
So
yeah. Oh yeah.
I just don't
Oh
feel like
yeah.
he should waste it on Green Bay.
No. No.
Is it an interesting team? I thought about. You mentioned California kid. What about them LA Rams? You think it's a possibility he can go there and then probably move Stafford out in favor of him because
The,
Stafford is
the
injuries?
the Rams is a possible pick. The only thing I don't like about the Rams is that they're going to have to do everything per free agency. They really don't have any draft picks. The offensive line is not good.
Yeah,
Yeah, you'll have Cooper Cup, but I mean, you're just really going there for just one weapon. The defense is subpar. It could happen, but they will have to do a lot of rebuilding with what I feel like they don't have a lot to rebuild with because all the
okay.
draft picks are gone. So,
Oh,
yeah,
that's right. That's right.
that's how I
Yeah,
feel about the Rams. Yeah, that's
And
how
then
I feel
you
about
and then you got going back on that defense, Aaron Donald going back and forth if he gonna, stick around, if he gonna retire or
it.
not.
Exactly,
So
exactly,
yeah, so
exactly. So,
if Aaron
yeah.
Donald's not, if he's not gonna be there, I don't want to be there if I'm Aaron
Yeah,
Rodgers.
right,
that's
So
true.
right,
you need that piece.
right.
Okay. What up, Zoe?
What up,
What
Zoe?
up, Zoe?
What up, Lauren? What up, Lauren? Jets
What up,
fan.
Lauren? What's up?
Um, yeah, yeah. Okay, next quarterback. When we just seen take a L to you guys, man, and looked bad. I don't know if
Yeah,
I mean, your defense is already was the front seven is top, well mainly number 11 is that guy on your
yeah,
defense. And you see how much he just attacked your offensive line. He picked the spots, and Brady. I can't remember if I seen him look just completely dominated. You know,
yeah.
I don't know. It's a play call and the fact they didn't run the ball, but we'll get into the analytics of the game a little later. But
Right.
I don't. I don't want to guarantee it, but I can't see him coming back to Tampa Bay for another year. I don't. I mean, what's the advantages? You other than Mike Evans, what are you really working with? The
Right.
defense. I said last night. One of the analysts said last night. This is the team in whole. This looked old.
Yeah.
Um,
Thanks.
you guys are younger, faster, and it looked like it. Other than that one, I don't want to say lucky touchdown, but I didn't expect Julio to even get a catch, let alone a touchdown. They look completely lost. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, you can say a lot of people say he's a GOAT. He kind of pick and choose, but I don't think he can pick and choose. I don't know who
Yeah.
wants to invest in a 46-year-old quarterback coming in.
Yeah.
Look
Yeah.
at
You can't argue with that.
that tape is what you bring to the table in your last game. Yeah, I understand you got 7 rings and you're Tom Brady, but you look at your last game.
Right. Right.
So
Yeah.
I've been pondering who I could think he could potentially go to.
Yeah. Yeah. So with Tom Brady, man, it's a couple of teams he can go to. I don't think Tom is going to retire. I think whenever you lose a game like that and the type of athlete Tom is probably going to come back for another year. It's 3 teams I could possibly see him with. The Dolphins is going to be one. We still the two situations up in the air. The Dolphins and of course the Vegas Raiders that we just spoke about. We know their
Right.
quarterback situation is up in the air. But also, I want to throw San Fran in there also. I want to throw San Fran in the
Really?
mix. Even though
Yeah.
they do have Trey Lance, I just feel like it'll be the perfect fit. I mean, the offensive line is with the other 2 teams, it's a lot of rebuilding and added pieces you have to do. If Tom Brady goes to the 49ers right now, I mean, everything is set offensively. Everything is set. Good defense, offensive set. I mean, it'll be a match made.
But do you think real quick? Do you think the San Fran's team set on having at least a kind of mobile quarterback with the offense they run, who can at least get out and make things happen?
Yeah.
I mean, Brady is
So
basically stuck in that
Good
pocket.
question.
yeah, that's a good question. And you know that the Shanahans do like mobile quarterbacks. I mean, and the type of offense they have, you do need to at least be able to roll out. But with a talent like Tom Brady, I say you roll the dice on it. I say you roll the dice on it. I have enough faith in the Shanahan family that they could put together a scheme for the GOAT. I do. I think they could.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. That's actually the team
Right.
that,
Hmm.
if Tom Brady is going to leave Tampa Bay, that's the team he needs to go to. I mean, it's the perfect situation. I mean, you got the pieces there on offense with Debo, Ayuk, Christian McCaffrey now. Kittle. So that would be the spot he would need to go to. I really don't see him going anywhere else. But if like I said, if he's gonna leave, he need to try to force his way to San Francisco. Me
Right.
personally, I would roll the dice on it too. I'm
Right.
trading Trey Lance, getting picks back for that, and then
Right.
I'm gonna just roll out there with Brady and let Brock sit behind him a couple years and
Yeah.
get right.
Exactly.
So that's how I
Yeah.
would do it.
That's actually the ideal situation. That would actually be picture perfect. Like,
Yeah,
could you imagine? Yeah, we traded up for Trey Lance, but if we can get some type of compensation for him, we know what Brock Purdy is. We still don't know who Trey Lance is. We still
right,
don't know.
exactly.
We haven't seen a good sample size. We don't
True.
know who Trey is. Now, it's a gift and a curse because Trey could be that dude. You could be trading away a
Could be,
franchise
yeah.
quarterback, but that's the Brady effect. I think that they might be willing to take a chance on that.
Uh,
If Brock gets you a Super Bowl this year, I'm sorry, Brady. You don't have to sit back.
Oh yeah,
You're gonna have
yeah.
to sit back. You're gonna have to sit back.
yeah. What up, Mel? That's wow. That's a complete different scenario than I thought. I like Miami because he's been tied to Miami for the last few years, and I think he was probably going to go there first before he went to Tampa Bay.
Yeah,
For whatever reason, he ended up going to Tampa Bay, but I still think Miami is the top candidate. San Fran is interesting because I think you got to have. This is me. I mean, you guys make good points to validate what y'all said because Shanahan can put the offense around him where you don't have to be mobile. He can make he already has a quick release as it is, so we don't have to
yeah.
Oh yeah,
to be
yeah,
mobile. That's really eyebrows. I never thought San Fran with them. Um,
yeah.
Going over to a quarterback whose team is still in it, right? Ravens is
No, they're out.
they're out,
They're
but
out. They're out.
a lot of things going on. They were down to their second string. Lamar
Mm-hmm.
didn't play. He didn't even travel with the team, which is eye opening. I kind of said what I said for a while that he's not. That was the last time you saw him in a Ravens uniform, in my opinion. I mean, you don't even travel
Right.
with your team, your brothers. They call themselves brothers, but you only travel for the playoff game. And
Yeah.
it may not have nothing to do with them. It's the organization. Like, okay, you guys disrespect me all year. You want me to, like RG3 said, just throw a brace on and go out there and throw it all lay it all on the line without having no contact.
Basically.
But
Basically.
that's not a business decision. The NFL is a business.
Exactly.
Right.
So I applaud them for not doing it. Honestly, I mean, yeah, your brother and your teammates and brothers understand it's a business. Any other day, those guys can get cut. They didn't
True.
do anything to help them out all year. When you brought in, Hollywood Brown, who was a undersized fast receiver, but he's undersized. You brought in Deshaun Jackson for a couple of
5
practices.
games.
He's out of there. Um, you know, why would you want to throw it out on the line for that? They're not helping you
Right.
out. It's kind of the
Right.
same way with Green Bay situation. You're not
Right.
quarterback. But Aaron Rodgers can improvise, and so did Lamar Jackson. I mean, he still won MVP. That's my opinion. I think he's on the way out, but I'd like to hear from you guys.
Yeah, I
Right.
mean this situation is really ugly right now.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't travel with the team, for the playoffs. A lot of people had a lot to say about it. But like you said, I mean, I applaud him for it as well. I mean, I'm an MVP of this league. Where's my bag? You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I'm with him on that 100%. Um, when it comes to Lamar Jackson, when I say the situation's gonna get ugly, because they're gonna franchise him at some point. So I mean, Baltimore still has the leverage. If you look at it far as like the franchise tag situation, but I feel like they'll trade him. Now, what team they'll trade him to, I'm not sure. I know a couple of teams will come calling. Some teams would require his services. So, but yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
going to come down to him getting traded to a team. One team I think might come calling. I'm hearing Indy. I heard Indy.
Mm.
Um, I also heard what was the other team? Mainly Indy. So definitely look out
Yeah.
for Indy. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah. And everything Trill said is what I was gonna say, man. He's gonna catch that franchise tag. A trade is possible. A trade is definitely possible. I heard Indy, and I've also heard the Jets.
The
I've heard the
Jets.
Jets talk. Yeah, I've heard the Jets talk too. I mean, if I'm Baltimore, honestly though, I kind of want to make this right. I don't want to have to franchise tag you. I want to make this right. I want to sign you, but it just seems like it's kind of bad blood already. This is
Yeah,
They
it's
bad
made it,
toxic
blood.
right now. It's too ugly.
Yeah.
they could have been made it
This,
right. They had an opportunity.
this is bad blood, and this is another reason why we gotta love Jerry Jones, because that kind of had a similar situation, and Jerry handed him that money still. Jerry said, "Here, man, I know you're gonna
But
have
that's
me looking
what you're
crazy."
supposed to do with your star quarterback.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Jerry even
exactly.
told him
Dak hasn't won
after
the
he gave
MVP,
him the
but you see the
contract.
value. But you see the value he
No,
brings to the team.
you see the value after he gave him that contract. He said, "I know I overpaid for you, but damn it, it had to be." He looked at the
Got
man
to
and said, "I
do
overpaid for you, but I got to do it.
Yeah,
I got to do it.
it
facts.
because
I got to do it."
it's
And
not.
that's how I feel. Yeah,
I'm gonna say it's not too many quarterbacks, MVP quarterbacks,
right,
who are in this situation that he's in, which is crazy to me
right,
because
right,
give him his money. He's the franchise. He
right,
is your. You see
right,
number eights in the stands. You see number 8 jerseys
right,
in the stands. He's your
Yeah,
ticket, the
right,
big ticket. You know, the
and
owners all talking about making money and selling tickets. Number 8
right,
gets you
right,
tickets. He's box office, as Stephen A. Smith would
right,
say, when he's healthy.
right, and it is two sides to the story, because I also
Oh
would
yeah,
like to know what type of money is he asking for. That's the next thing. What type of money is he asking for? So those
doesn't
are
matter.
things that the public. Uh, to a certain point, we ain't gonna go too crazy. Like, I just want to know that, like, why can't y'all come together? What type of money is he asking for, and what are y'all willing to pay? I kind of want to know those things, but it is bad blood right now. It's definitely bad blood, and he's gonna get franchise tagged. This offseason is gonna be interesting. Will we see Lamar sit out training camps? Probably will.
you
You'll probably
will.
see Lamar sit out a lot, so
He
Yeah,
ain't
it's gonna be
traveling with his
real
team for the
interesting with the
playoffs.
Ravens.
he's already sitting
Yeah,
out. So
Yeah,
yeah,
if he ain't
yeah,
sitting out, he ain't
yeah,
coming to playoff games. He ain't
yeah, he's
already
done
coming no
for.
training camp.
Yeah,
yeah,
And then it's
yeah. So.
interesting because I can see the Ravens were making moves. Okay, we got this receiver, we got this guy for you. You know, Mark Andrews was already on the team, so he didn't have to go out and get him. But we got these guys lined up for you. Hey, what do you think now? You take a lesser pay to keep this core? You don't have a core.
Yeah.
You don't
Nah,
have
it
a
ain't no
core.
cool.
You
Nah,
got 15 running
nah.
backs because they can't stay healthy. I
They
mean, you
don't,
know,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Too
you
many
got
running
15,
backs.
so I don't know. If I'm him, I'm not sticking around. You had a chance. You had a
I
chance.
wonder. I wonder how Lamar Jackson would look at Baltimore if they came away and signed D Hop.
They're not coming back. I'm like, well, what do I sign? Because you got
Right,
you got that guy. I mean, D Hop
right,
is that guy. Um, that's all he's been asking for. I mean, you know, other than the money too. But,
And I think that's how they're going to kind of take the chance of. I think they're going to use that. They're going to bring in some free agents possibly, and try to convince Lamar Jackson to stick around and play with some of these top agents that we signed. I
but if
definitely
he,
can
right.
see possibly looking at Baltimore, as his next destination. But
Yeah,
go ahead.
and it could be a respect thing too, though. It could be a thing where
right,
he's like, you know what, you disrespect me no matter who you bring. You can bring in Jesus himself.
Mm.
You
right.
disrespected me. I didn't get paid. Every other quarterback's getting paid. I don't see any other MVP quarterbacks going through what I'm going through. Why am I going through this?
Yeah.
It's
If
tug of
I'm
war is
the
unnecessary. It
it
really
is
is.
it is if I'm the Ravens, and this draft coming up, you're not gonna get no big time wide receivers where they're drafting at. But I'm definitely looking at that running back out of Texas, Bijan Robinson. I'm
Mm.
gonna give me a certified running back out there, man. He's a late first round pick. I'm definitely looking his direction, Dave. We're gonna try to make some stuff work.
For the Ravens?
No, he fit that scheme
Yeah,
because
for the
that's what
Ravens.
Baltimore wants to
Yeah,
do. They want to run. They want to
yeah,
run the ball. They
Yeah,
definitely
but
want to run
yeah,
the ball.
yeah,
I think he wants a receiver, man. He wants somebody other than Andrews he can throw it to. I mean,
yeah.
if
You're gonna have
that's
to
the best
sign
case
one of
scenario,
those.
that's cool.
Yeah,
But you got to
yeah,
bring
yeah.
somebody
You're
who can
gonna
throw
have
the
to.
ball.
Yeah, you're gonna have to sign a receiver because
Yeah,
you're not gonna catch one in that draft. So yeah, yeah,
Look at
yeah.
another name to look for. Odell. That's another
Odell.
name to look for. Yep,
yeah, yeah,
Odell in Baltimore?
yeah.
possibly.
I think Odell's still
You
living off
never
that
know.
catch, man.
But they really don't have no talent on offense. They need to possibly look at bringing in both
Oh
Yeah,
D
no,
Hop
true,
and
true,
Odell.
true.
yeah,
Where all this money
yeah.
coming from?
I don't know. Well, I mean, D
Lamar
Hop would be a
Jackson.
trade. D Hop would be a trade.
Yeah, they got 5 running backs here.
Yeah, they got 5. I don't think they need a 6th one. I don't think they need a 6th one. Move
No,
right along.
they need a healthy one. They need a healthy one.
That's the thing.
They
I don't know
do.
what's going on in Baltimore. That everybody's hurt.
Yeah.
Right on. There's another the quarterback of Miami, man, Tua. With his concussions, man, he didn't play. Well, actually, Miami was down to their 3rd string quarterback, and they almost won. But and I think
A lot of drop passes.
Yep.
Jalen Waddle on to the offseason
Couple of
catch
them.
some passes, man. But no, I mean that's another team down to a 3rd string quarterback. Buffalo didn't know how to prepare for somebody never seen before.
Yeah.
That's not an excuse because we'll talk about that with Josh Allen. Boy, you talking about a gunslinger? He might be so much Brett Favre with the way he throw the ball, just slinging it. But Tua, concussions, it's big.
Yeah.
A lot of people say he shouldn't play anymore. A lot of health people say he shouldn't play. You get the amount he had. The second one looked worse, and the third one he had 3, right? 3.
Yeah.
It was 3. Yeah, because I apologize for what I said before. I mean, he was 3 touchdowns in the first half, and then he just forgot how to throw the ball. Didn't know he had a concussion.
So my boy was faking it, man.
What do you do though, man? I mean, your health has to become a concern at some point. You're young, whole life ahead of you. I mean, but people they love the game. They say they lay it all online for the game until the game hits you like that.
Right. Financially, if I'm Tua, if the Dolphins want to give me that 5th-year option, I'm coming back. Back. If I have another concussion, I'm done. But I'm taking that 5th-year option money. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna play.
You need that bubble wrap helmet.
Man, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna play.
During the game. Hey,
he needs some.
Bro,
now, as an organization,
that shit looks so retarded.
Hey man, I'm
as
trying
an
to live.
organization, the Dolphins need to sit down with his doctor, man, and see what it is. But I still feel like from what we've seen from the Dolphins, no matter what the doctor tell them, they're gonna try to play Tua again. They're gonna try to play him again. I don't care what the doctors tell them. They're gonna try to play him again. But for Tua, I'm picking up that 5th-year option. I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna give it one more year. If I have 3 concussions again in 1 year, I gotta call it quits, man.
Do you think the Dolphins gonna give him that 5th year though?
Yeah. If I'm the Dolphins, I'm risking it because I believe that 5th year is only going to be for like 10, 15. So I'm risking it. I'll take that risk.
And real quick, I would say yes because I think the Dolphins. I watch a lot of. Well, it's one show I watch. It was a local Miami show. They feel that Tua would have probably got them that dub. So they feel like you give them that 5th-year option. But you're still eyeing other quarterbacks out here. You still reaching out to town. Anytime, hey, you got a quarterback here.
So what they draft capital look like?
2 first-round picks.
Oh yeah, I'm keeping Tua and I'm getting somebody that I can groom in case he, he not the way.
That's the thing to do.
That is true. Now, yeah, that is true. I don't know what pick they have. Let me see what draft pick they have. They might.
Why are you looking that up? Do you think Tua will want to stay if they bring in Tom? Because Tom's gonna be the starter off rip, right? I can imagine bringing Tom Brady if they get him. He's not starting.
Oh yeah, Tom is probably the starter for sure.
So he's definitely the starter. I mean, there's no doubt about it.
Yeah, and we've seen he still has the arm to get the ball downfield. With the past few weeks before this past weekend, before this past Monday, we've seen him and Mike Evans finally collecting like we thought they should have been, throughout the season. I mean, Mike Evans still had 8 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons.
Yeah,
but we've seen the connection. So you get a Waddle, you need to work on his catching because you've seen him, you've seen Hill. Gesicki is up and coming tight end.
Free agent, by the way.
Tom can get the ball down the field. A lot of Tua's catches that we've seen with Hill and Waddle was underthrown, them adjusting, catching it, taking off.
And then let's be clear, like the type of offense that the Dolphins run is a timing offense, and that's what Tom Brady is good at. He's gonna put the ball on the money when it need to be there.
Well,
Yeah.
we thought it was Sunday, Monday.
I
I'm sorry.
I think it's been more of a vertical offense with Tampa than like this, dink and dunk timing scheme that the Dolphins run. I think that'll be good for Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did
Yeah.
you find the
They got two. One of them is a 49ers pick, and the other one is their own pick. So they're going to be pretty late in the first round with the 49ers picking their own pick. So getting the top, I mean, you're not going to be able to get the best quarterback. If you want to take a chance, you can. If you want to pick up the kid from Tennessee, Hooker, in the second round, third round, that might not be bad. I get what you're saying, Marv. Pick up some quarterback capital just in case. I feel you on that.
Yeah, I think that's always in the back of their mind because you can't.
Yeah, right.
I don't see Bridgewater coming back. You'll keep the third stringer because he's on contract.
Yeah, Skylar Thompson, he's on a rookie deal.
Yeah. So he's still there. And same situation with San Francisco. You got two rookies, two young guys still on contracts. I mean, you don't have to rush out and get a quarterback with them unless you get a Tom Brady, like you guys said before, San Fran, Tom Brady.
Right.
Right. Get him whatever and still have those guys there on the team because they're on the contract.
Right.
Rookie
contract.
Right. I mean, bringing in Tom Brady, honestly, I mean, I know Tua. I mean, anybody would look at it like, it's disrespect. But really, honestly, it could help him. You need to sit out a year anyway. Let Tom Brady come in, just play that year. You know what I'm saying? Try to get that role and just come back and, be healthy. So,
right. It might be a match made in heaven. Might be a match made in heaven for everyone, Tua and the organization.
Yeah, Zoe said Hooker heals well, he'll be good. So yeah, that's
yeah.
Phenomenal year at Tennessee until he runs some comp. So that's why the whispers
now he is an older quarterback, but you can still take a chance on him. He's like around 24, 25.
So was a dude in Georgia. He won a national championship. I had a couple names on here, but I'm gonna skip it for time's sake. I'm gonna go right to one guy. Cool. Kirk Cousins, man. What do we do with him? What do we do with Kirk? What do we do? It's all good when you win the games early season. You put the bling on.
Man.
On the yachts.
Yeah.
Then,
what you think, Marv?
Last two games, your star quarterback, your star receiver gets one catch a game in 2 games. What are we doing?
Kirk Cousins ain't it, man. I told y'all he prime time. He just don't got it. He is, and I hate to do my guy like this because I love him. But
go ahead, man.
He came there like my guy CP3. He gonna win you a lot of games, but he ain't gonna get you no chip.
Yeah,
he ain't gonna get you.
Wow.
I think that
good comparison.
I think that Kirk Cousins boat. I mean, Kirk Cousins is a bridge quarterback, man. He's decent. He's good. He can hold you down until you find what you need. And he's a great regular season quarterback. I just don't. If you want to go somewhere, it's not Kirk. Kirk is not the direction you want to go in, man. He's great. He's decent in the regular season, but he's not a franchise guy, man. He's not a franchise guy. You can't count on him.
He's
the
not
interceptions. His interceptions are mind blowing, man. Some of the passes he throw, and then the fact that, man, he couldn't even get the ball. Man, my boy had 1 catch in 2 games. Justin Jefferson, the best wide receiver in the league. I want to see the
playoff greedy. I can't see it because you can't get the ball.
Oh man, yeah, man. I think Kirk.
And like you said, the decision making, bro. Like it's 4th and long, and you throw it short. Like what were you doing?
Don't even give Jefferson a chance. Like, but you gotta throw that ball, bro. 3 yards, it's not gonna work, especially when it's 4th and 8. That was horrible decision by Cousins.
That was horrible.
Definitely horrible.
I can't trust nobody who gonna do that.
Yeah.
I would take something back. Justin Jefferson did have 7 catches, but it was for 47 yards. Like Marv said, a lot of dink and dunking, throwing them for 3 yards, 10 yards here, 15 yards here. He still can get over because by then New York was like, all right, we're just gonna drive back. We're not gonna let them beat us deep.
Yeah.
You're not gonna test us deep. And he had 7, but T.J. Hawkinson had 10 catches for 129, and he threw almost 40 passes. They did well. We'll get into the dynamics of the game, but I don't think Kirk Cousins is that guy for that team. He's too inconsistent in big games. Big games is where you need your quarterback to stand out. And he's a big paid quarterback too.
He was the highest at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got the talent, so you can't say you got to win trade for one of the name tight ends. I want to say top 10 because I was high on him early, but I mean he's consistent. We liked him here. You got Justin Jefferson, you got Adam Thielen. You got to make up for how bad the defense is. The defense secondary is bad, so you got to be able to score more points than offense. And when it comes down to it, you just can't get it done.
Let me ask you. So, I mean, if you, if you're the Vikings, you get rid of Kirk Cousins, what directions do you go into next?
That's the thing. I don't know. Because they're not a bad team. It's a good offensive team. Like as far as the skills players, they're good. Defense, the front 7 has some good pass rushers, but the secondary, you still got Patrick Peterson out there running around there. I mean, he's won Hall of Fame for sure, but it's a young man's league, especially trying to guard, guys like Justin Jefferson. So I don't know, man.
If that defense was a little bit better, I wouldn't mind Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers heading over to Minnesota.
Yeah,
but that defense is horrible.
And you know what? And even with that defense being like it is, you get Aaron Rodgers with them weapons right now. Could be something.
Could be something for sure.
That would be crazy if Aaron Rodgers pulled a Brett Favre and went to Minnesota. That would be.
And he's too much of an ego to try to follow anything. If the storyline came out, he's following.
Yeah.
He's not.
He got too much ego.
Yeah, no matter how good it fits. Nah, Brett did. I can't do it. So, I'm gonna add this team. I thought this team was real interesting. I don't know what they're doing. What do you do with the Saints? Do you bring Andy Dalton back? Do you give James Winston another chance? What are we doing? You pay the tight end quarterback money, then you put him at tight end.
Go get Kirk Cousins. See, that's the type of team I think Kirk Cousins is good for. He'll be a good now. I can't promise you nothing in the playoffs. The regular season, you're gonna win some games. A lot of weapons. You're gonna win some games. Playoffs,
like Drew Brees.
I can't promise you nothing.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Kirk Cousins to New Orleans. Okay.
That would be crazy.
Yeah.
Go with the Aints.
I mean, he got the sort of type weapons. So
Right.
All right. Let's get into it, man. The wild card weekend had a bunch of good games. Well, 2 of them were kind of like, all right, we already know what this is going to be like. Well, one of them was like that. Then we had one that we just got our minds blown away. And it was a money. We'll talk about that one. But the first one we'll talk about is the game we should have been in. I think we'd have been looked way better than the Seahawks did. Granted, Geno was his first playoff game. He didn't, it wasn't bad. It ran to a good team, man. It ran to a good 49ers team. And unfortunately, Geno said all the right things after the game. Took a lot of blame for what was going on. But I think it was just a matchup, man. Shanahan's offense, that defense, did the best they could. Geno finished with he finished with 25 or 35, 253, 2 touchdowns at the pick. It's just that 49ers team is good, man.
Yeah, they are.
I mean,
that's a good team.
When you look at those numbers, if you didn't know it was Geno or you didn't know it was the Seahawks, you would say that was a decent game for a quarterback.
No, yeah, for sure.
25 or 35, 60-something%. Like, that's a good game.
Right. Yeah, that's a good game, man. I think it just came down to that 49ers defense and Brock Purdy. The defense was surreal. At one point, it was a close game. That first half, it was a decent game. It was a decent game that first half. Go ahead, Trey.
I was gonna say what hurt Gino was the turnovers in the red zone. That killed
Yeah.
it.
Oh
Like he
yeah.
was keeping
Yeah.
pace the whole time. And
He
then
was.
he had that turnover in the red zone, and from there the game just went left after that. Seattle just
Yeah.
couldn't keep up no more. But yeah, that turnover
Yeah.
hurt him.
The turnover hurt him, man. Brock Purdy. I mean, let's get some pressure on the kid, man. Y'all, this is damn near an undrafted quarterback. Can nobody not rattle this kid? I mean, he did great. He did great. He made the passes. He had some wild passes too, though. But he made a lot of big passes also. And Christian McCaffrey, Debo, Ayuk, man, he's having a great year. That Ayuk kid is quietly becoming a good receiver.
Well, he's healthy. He's healthy too, which is big.
When he's
Those guys healthy is
oh,
big.
yeah.
All of them coming together, that's scary.
And I was gonna say, Nucho, you saying rattle him, but I think as long as the Seattle coaching staff is just telling him go out there and play ball, and don't put too much on it, just go out there, have fun, enjoy it. You know, we got your back. If they putting it on him like that and giving him the green light, he already playing with house money.
Right.
He's not going to be there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
I mean,
that's true. That's true.
That's true.
But I'll tell you something that's undefeated though.
What's that?
Quarterback pressure. Quarterback pressure.
Yeah.
It's undefeated, man.
It's a good
it's undefeated.
We'll see.
And
definitely will see, so we're gonna see.
Yeah, and to the 49ers, give them a shout out because
trying to say something with that comment. I mean, like, either y'all good or y'all not.
But here's the thing, though. Another thing we got to talk about. He hasn't played a top defense. If you look at the schedule and break down all the the games he started, who has he played on defense? He hasn't seen the top 10 defense yet.
He has not.
That's true.
He has not.
But he's getting the job done with the teams in front of him, though. I mean, that's all you can ask
like
for.
Marv said, the Shanahans are putting him in great position to look like a great quarterback, and they always do. They always do. But yeah, shout out to them 49ers. They did their thing. They got a tough task this weekend, but they did what they were supposed to do. They beat the dog out of the Seattle Seahawks.
I mean, you get guys finally making plays that you wanted to when you first saw that team come together. You get Christian McCaffrey 1 for 119, Debo 133 receiving on 6 catches. You got Brandon Ayuk with 73 yards, Debo running the ball, Mark Purdy running the ball.
Just let them do whatever they want.
Prepare for that unless you're a good disciplined defense. And Seattle was happy to be there. You start off the season, you lose Russell Wilson. Coming in with Geno Smith, you're like, oh, here we go, another Seahawks. And then they winning games, they get into the playoffs, they're happy to be there. But Now they got a big task coming up next week this upcoming weekend, we'll talk about a little later. If anybody don't have anything else to say, we'll move on to the next game, which was shocking to me. I admit, the Jaguars beat the Chargers. I was shocked. I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. Oh goodness, I don't know. And immediately after the game, the comparisons to Phillip Rivers to what's the quarterback? Herbert.
Just
you can't get that game, man. You can't get that game in a wild card game against a team who just I want to say happy to be there because they got a good coach. They Super Bowl winning coach.
Good quarterback.
Yeah, good quarterback, up and coming quarterback. I mean, you got guys. I forgot Marvin Jones on the team. He caught a touchdown pass.
Right.
The guys. Hey, they made plays. There's no way. If you told me the Jaguars were playing the Chargers in the first round, that you don't pick the. Well, I picked the Chargers. I think a couple of y'all picked the Jaguars. If I'm not mistaken.
I think it was me and Trey.
I did. I thought I did.
I think I was the only one who picked the Chargers.
Nah, I picked the Chargers.
Okay. I'll let y'all have
I think I picked the Jags. But man, this was a great performance, great comeback performance from Trevor Lawrence. With the turnovers he put up in that first half. And let's shout out Trevor, man. My boy's undefeated on Saturday.
No, shout him out for what? What are we shouting him out for?
Trevor, because he made the passes. He made the passes. Without Trevor, there's no comeback.
Yeah, he made passes to two different teams.
Okay,
I
the
know
second
he
half
knew
was
who he
a
was
different
playing
guy.
for.
I would like to also mention that Trevor Lawrence, since high school, is undefeated on Saturdays. Never lost a game on a Saturday in high school, college, now the NFL. The Jags are my new dark horse team for this playoffs. I'm picking them to go to the AFC Championship. Not win it, but I think they're gonna do some. They're gonna shake some things up. Shout out to Trevor, man. Let's go Jags.
Can we
Let's
before
go.
y'all say something? Can we go back to that comment? Would you say he never lost on Saturdays since high school?
Since high school, he hasn't lost a high school game. He hasn't lost a college game or NFL game that's been played on Saturday. Anytime he touches the ball on
The national
Saturday,
championship played on Mondays, right?
if it's not on Saturday, it ain't on Saturday. Anytime he touches the football on Saturday, he wins.
That is a Skip Bayless stat if I'd ever heard one myself.
Hey man, I'm just telling
Like
you.
him
I'm
to
just
win the
telling you.
50, bro.
Hey man,
I'm just telling you, man.
that
I
ain't.
go with y'all. I'm riding with Trevor,
That's
man.
not his fault. That's the NFL. They got games on Saturdays.
Okay.
I'm riding with Trevor, man.
I can't
Trevor all the
believe
way.
it, bro.
Or whoever.
You really trying to shout out Trevor Lawrence, bro?
Trevor, at the beginning of the year, I didn't say they was gonna make it to the playoffs, but I was on the Jags bandwagon for a little bit, just for a tad bit. But yeah, I'm riding with Trevor though, all the way.
So you are you willing or bold enough to pick them in the upset?
I'm picking them in the upset, and I'll put 20 on it. We'll talk about it later.
Wow.
I want to get in on that one.
We're gonna talk about that later.
Yeah, I want to get on
We're
that.
gonna talk about that later.
That far, but I think it was good experience for him. He can say, with the class that he came in with, he's got that playoff dub. So he's doing things, and he also is a division winner. So he's doing. He can say some things that his counterparts cannot.
He's living up to the hype. He's living up to the hype.
His credit when it's due. I don't care how bad the South is. They still hung up a banner in the AFC South, and he still got his first playoff victory, even though it didn't look good.
I'm Peyton vibes.
If there had been anybody else, they would have lost that game.
You got to think about a quarterback who overcomes in their first playoff game, throwing 2 bad, ugly picks in the first quarter, and still leads your team to victory. Throwing 4 picks in the whole game, still win. Like, you got to have some mental fortitude for that.
Or you throw almost Manning. Or I'm not letting you get away with that. The man have to throw almost 50 passes, okay? He's talking about his mental fortitude. He was throwing the ball every chance he could. It's not on him. Like, that's the play call, Doug Peterson. I get it.
Hey, the Chargers couldn't stop it. They knew they was passing.
They couldn't stop it. They knew it was coming. They
They did. And Asante Samuel had 3 picks. Like, he knew it was coming. He picked the ball 3 times.
They said, we down. All they're going to do is throw it. Just get ready for the pass. Still couldn't stop it.
That is
true. Pass. You know what's coming.
Hey, man. I'm getting Peyton Manning vibes, man. That's all I got to say.
Manning vibes? That is insane.
They say the Chargers are the Cowboys of the AFC.
Yeah, we got to talk about the Chargers now on the other side of that. You bring in Khalil Mack. You got Darwin James. You got Asante Samuel. You got all these weapons. I think Mike Williams was the only big name that didn't play. And
that was the coaching staff fault that he didn't play.
I will give Jacksonville credit. They took the running game away from the Chargers. Austin Eckler only had 35 yards on 13 attempts. They kind of got rid of that. They made Justin throw it 43 times for 1 touchdown with 273. You complete 25 passes for 273 yards, man. I mean, and their top receiver was the tight end, Joe Everett. He had 109 yards on 6 catches, but Keenan Allen, 61 yards. Joshua Palmer, 31 yards. Donald Parham, 23. DeAndre Carter, 17. So you just, like you said earlier, nickel and diamond down the field.
Well, tell me this. I see in the comments, Zoe said a good defense would shut him down. He ain't going to play no good defense next week. Oh, okay. I'm going to say he ain't getting no good defense next week.
No, we'll talk about that. But I picked the Chargers to win the division. They didn't do that. I picked them to win this game. They didn't do that. I don't know, man. You bring in these guys. They look good in the regular season. What I'm going to say, they look good. I thought they was going to win the division. KC, and it shows how good Kansas City is. They lose Tyreek Hill, and they just feel like they got better, which is crazy.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I ain't got nothing to say, man. Chargers,
they got a clean house. And when I say clean, I'm talking about with the coaching staff. Yeah. You know, I was talking about Mike Williams. You know, Mike Williams didn't play in the playoff game because he was dealing with an injury, and they basically forced him to play last week or the week before the playoffs, and he got again. Like, and then you come out, you know, in a playoff game like this, and you lose this game with this, you know, this type of playoff game. That's not a good look on that coaching staff at all. So me personally, I feel like the Chargers need to clean house and coaching staff. They need a hard nosed like head coach type, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm not feeling the head coach.
That get rid of anything you have to do with Phillip Rivers around that facility. Take down his jerseys, take down anything, his stats, his franchise, anything. Get the spirit of Phillip Rivers out of the old facility, because the comparisons are already here of this young quarterback being another Phillip Rivers. They do not need that on his conscience and in his mind when he goes in the locker room and see all that dude did. Yeah.
Phillip Rivers never got the job done either. So
exactly, that's what I'm saying. The comparisons are there. Yeah, get it out there.
Hey, LT didn't want to go back on the field.
Would you?
Nah, don't forget LT had that fake injury.
Hey man, he saw right on the ball. He saw right on the ball.
Phillip Rivers needed him, man. Where are you at, LT? You was over there cuddled up with that jacket on. We needed you.
They said never got rid of Drew Brees. Drew Brees with that franchise, they got greedy. But that's another topic for another day. All right, moving on, man. Bills, the Dolphins. Kind of talked about this game a little earlier. Dolphins is their third string quarterback, hung in there. But Bills barely won the game. I don't know what to say about that. Everybody's picking them to be. Even I had, you know, I did my I don't got one comment. Chargers already started. Okay. That's what we need to do. But the Dolphins down to their third string quarterback. Bills barely winning. Josh Allen's turnovers is. I mean, everybody talk about Dak, but everybody talking about how much Josh Allen turns the ball over. This man is turning, and they call he's a gunslinger. He's the turnover machine when he he's and he can throw the nice on football. You know, he can throw the ball down the field. It looks nice, but who's throwing it to?
Yeah.
Josh Allen definitely need to clean it up. I mean, if they got any, that was my Super Bowl favorite. But he definitely need to clean it up. They only gonna go as far as he protect the ball.
Yeah.
And if he keeps turning the ball over in these playoff games, it's gonna catch up with him eventually. I mean, it almost caught up with him against the Ravens. Yeah. I mean, the man had two hands on the ball. I'm low-key mad that he didn't catch it. You know, on the tip trip, I think on the Hail Mary.
Yeah. But, the Hail Mary was close.
It was close. He should have probably caught that. But you know, they got to clean it up. And here's the thing. They got to find somebody who can run the ball. Like that little 60-yard, 70-yard run attack with your running back ain't really gonna get it.
They got to run it back.
Yeah.
They don't run the ball.
Three of them. Josh Allen got three of them.
I'm saying, but they got to fix their run game. They need to fix it.
Yeah.
It's not good enough.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to be good at running the ball when you really don't run the ball.
That's their problem.
They put the ball in Josh Allen.
You get in the red zone, and you don't have teams kind of know you're gonna throw it. That's why he's throwing these red zone interceptions.
Yeah.
If you had a threat of run, they would have to respect it.
Right.
They running cover schemes. They running cover schemes in the red zone.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
I was gonna say, you know, regarding the Bills, they haven't looked right. They haven't looked right these last few weeks, in my opinion. I honestly thought they were gonna come out a little bit more motivated, you know, with the situation with Hamlin. I really honestly thought they were gonna dominate this game. But it was close game. Low key, they could have easily lost this game. I really don't see them advancing. I mean, if they play like they played against the Ravens, I don't see them advancing. I really don't.
Yeah. Yeah. This Bills team, the first couple of weeks, they look like a Super Bowl dominant team. That week 1 through week 4, man, them boys look amazing. The win they had against the Chiefs, everything. Now, Josh Allen, I just need to see him play better. Josh Allen to me is Josh Allen and the fact that they don't really have a run game. Those are the two things that are kind of keeping me away from picking them as Super Bowl favorites because we just don't know what Josh Allen we're going to get. Now, if we get great Josh Allen, nobody's beating him. Nobody's beating him. Josh Allen don't turn that ball over, nobody's going to beat them. But Josh Allen, his decision making and got a little hasty. 14 interceptions this year, and that's 235 touchdowns, so it don't look bad, but a lot of those interceptions come in the red zone. And the way that they run Josh Allen, it scares me every time, but it also amazes me because he don't shy away from the contact. He ain't afraid of the contact either. He'll call a quarterback draw and lower their shoulders so quick. It's a little scary, but it's how they win games, and it's how they've been winning.
He got a little Cam.
Yeah, Cam Newton. But Cam Newton just, was it the injuries with Cam, or did he just get bad?
I'm saying he country strong.
Yeah. He built like Cam. So it's gonna be interesting to see in the Cincinnati and Bills game this weekend. But the turnovers, man, you can't have those turnovers against Joe. Not Joe and Jamar.
Well, the games, and the reason why a lot of people pick the Bills to win, as their favorite, because the three games they lost by 3, lost by 3, lost by 3. It was all. I want to say all of them because of turnovers, but hey, man, they beating teams. They beating teams. The team lost to was with field goal loss games. And this last game, and one thing he has to fix. You said the turnovers, the fumbles was the most. He fumbled 3 times, lost 1, threw 2 picks.
Yeah.
Better team would have took advantage of that, and they probably upset. You work with a team with a third-string quarterback.
The Chiefs and Bengals are definitely taking advantage.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So you got to clean it up. You got a week to do it, or from then you have a week to do it. Clean that up. But I still, he say built like Cam out the ankles because what a mess. Yeah, that's what messed Cam with injuries. Yeah, because and then another thing, Josh don't slide. He gonna try to run the ball.
He want that contact.
Hey,
he want that contact.
Next time y'all watch Buffalo, look at the type of shoes Josh Allen wears, bro. Ankles. I'm talking about his shoes so low to his ankle, bro. It's crazy. No high tops, no nothing for protection. Bro, he wears the lowest top shoes. Watch his shoes next time the Bills play, bro. He's like an injury waiting to happen, but it doesn't happen. It don't happen, but
a lot of guys say that arm hasn't completely healed yet too. So they're trying to find an excuse for him where he's turning over, but no, 3 fumbles, 2 picks. Tough.
Watch the shoes,
Giants.
man.
Giants stunned the Vikings. Kind of talked about that a little bit earlier, man. You just can't trust Kirk Cousins. I think I picked the Vikings to win this game. Oh no, I can't remember, but I don't think the Giants can beat anybody else but the Vikings in these playoffs. Let you trust Danny Dimes that much, which the first half of that game he was a running back. He put the team on his back and said, "I'm gonna run the ball." He made a lot of players on the run out. And then the passing game opened up. I saw Kenny Galladay get a catch. I'm like, I didn't know he was still in the league. Shout out to the next Megatron, quote unquote. What happened to the Vikings, man?
I wasn't surprised by this, honestly. I mean, I knew the Giants was gonna win this game. Man, you got to shout out Danny Dimes, bro. A lot of people be hating on Danny, but he's showing up. I mean, that's all you can ask for your quarterback. Nobody really had the Giants, advancing as far, but I mean, that's all because of Daniel Jones. You definitely gotta respect it. You gotta show love. So, but I wasn't surprised by this at all. Like I said, I picked the Giants to win this game. The Vikings, they don't have no defense. That's what it came down to. They couldn't stop Daniel Jones. They couldn't stop
Yeah,
Barkley. So I wasn't
yeah,
surprised.
yeah, yeah. Now I was surprised, honestly. I was surprised by the play of Danny Jones. Throwing for 300, rush for 70.
Yeah.
The guy played amazing, man. The guy played
Yeah.
amazing. Now, the fact that the Vikings don't have a defense is, you take it for what you want. But the Giants had a game plan and they stuck to it. They said the first time we played y'all, we noticed y'all wasn't taking account to Danny Dimes' legs, and they put it to use this game and they beat them. Barkley, I don't even think Barkley went over 50 yards. I don't think he did, but
53.
He had
he
9 for
was
53.
53.
okay. So barely. Okay, so I mean, Danny, I just feel like the Giants outcoached them, game plan, put Danny Jones' legs to use, and that was it. Danny's probably gonna get a contract extension just off of that game alone. The kid only
Yeah.
threw 15 touchdowns all season. He only threw 15 touchdowns. So, I mean, it is what it is. It's all about the dubs. They in the playoffs and
Yeah.
they winning. So, sign them again and, keep the ball rolling. Maybe they could build on something.
Well, I mean, I feel like, their run is coming to an end. The last time they played the Eagles, I saw Smith, wide receiver for the Eagles, go crazy on them.
Yeah,
And to me, he is the X factor. If he rolling,
yeah,
I'm not sure if anybody can beat them, because if you have that strong 1-2 punch of Brown, Smith on the other side, getting it
Yeah.
yeah,
done, it's lights out. Because
yeah,
pretty much I feel like Brown is gonna get what he want. He one of them guys. He's just gonna get his. And if you
yeah,
got the other side working, it's gonna be lights out. And that's
right,
where it looked bad for the Giants the last time I saw them play. I was like, this man, he probably caught like 6 catches in a row, and he was just doing what he wanted to do against
Yeah.
the Giants. So if they're not gonna have a better effort against him, then their run gonna come to an end. And also, Saquon, maybe they were saving Saquon for this game. Maybe they want to do ball control and keep the ball out of Philly's hands, because they're gonna need that too. They're gonna have to have a balanced attack. They're gonna have to chain together some first downs and keep that offense off the field if they're gonna have a chance.
Yeah. And I feel like that's exactly what's gonna happen. You say Barkley. I expect Barkley to have 20, 25 touches in that game. They gotta win. They gotta win the time of possession. So yeah, I agree with you 100% on that, Mar.
Another thing that the Giants hit was a balanced offense. 35 passes, 30 rushes. Saquon was involved heavily because he had 9 rushes for 53 yards, 2 touchdowns. He also had another 5 catches for 56 yards. And this Isaiah Hodgins, 8 catches, 105 yards, and a touchdown.
Yeah, that's solid.
So Daniel Parker found a guy and said, "Oh, this is my guy." This is my first time hearing him. He's a big guy, 6'3", 201 receiver. He had 4 catches of the year, but the playoffs is where you make your name. So I don't know. They got the Eagles, right? It's a tough task for them against the Eagles, but their offense look good. It's a different pace when you got Danny Dimes, who they call Vanilla Vic. That's what I've been
They
hearing
need to
all
stop
week.
calling him that.
I've been saying it all weekend. Vanilla Vic.
They need to stop.
He
I've
don't
been
got
saying
no
it
legs
all.
like that. Stop it.
Hell no.
It's so disrespectful to Vic. So many reasons. But hey, it is what it is. He didn't call himself that. It's the people calling him that. But we move on. Talking about the Bengals taking care of business against the Ravens, man. The Bengals went out and did what they had to do. Get a dub. It wasn't pretty, but you win. That's all you ask your team to do. You go out there against the backup quarterback. Your quarterback efficient, 23 for 32, a touchdown, no picks. Running game kind of mixing 11 carries for 39. Perrine two rushes for 3 yards. But Jamar, 9 catches, 84 yards, a touchdown. I don't think Huntley played bad. He was, for what he was, 17 for 29, 2 touchdowns and a pick. I just think that at the end of the day, it was offensive talent versus offensive talent, and the Bengals' offensive talent was at that time is better than the Ravens. And you got the dub.
I mean, the Ravens to me had a hell of a game plan going into it.
Yeah.
I didn't expect it to be that close or competitive, and really, it comes down to the fumble on the goal line.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Since you don't have that, and you're looking at a tie ball game, hey, you already know how clutch Tucker is. That probably could have been a field goal to win the game. So I really feel like since he got away with one, I think they know that. I think they got to have a better effort going against the Bills. But that's one of those games where it's a conference game. They know each other, and I think that was part of it too. Is that both teams know each other really well, know what each other's trying to do. So that's why it went the way it went.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, that fumble was crucial. But turned to a touchdown immediately. Sam Hubbard ran it back for 94, 95-yard touchdown.
Yeah,
That's the game.
Yeah, and that's it. I mean, the quarterback trying to do what he can do to get the touchdown. Cincinnati being alert. It was a legal play, not the ball in his hand. The ball never crossed. Hey, it's a free hit. Knocked it out, recovered it.
Game at that point.
So yeah, like you said, it's a backup quarterback. You wish you would have had Lamar out there for that. I don't blame Huntley for trying to make a play. You can't blame him for trying to make a play for your team. His numbers was, he 17 for 30, 17 for 29, 2 touchdowns in the pick. Running game, a lot of people ran the ball. Huntley also ran 54 yards. I think it goes down to having that big play receiver, man.
Exactly.
You got Andrews being the leading receiver, which for a lot of teams like them, KC, who's most of the time your tight ends gonna be probably the top dog on the team, but you gotta have that playmaker, man. Demarcus Robinson was the next best. So you got Demarcus Robinson, second reception yards. Your third reception yards was a running back, J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah.
So that's your three top receivers: tight end, one receiver, then the running back.
Yep. When this game goes to show, like if they don't know by now, their front office know they need to make a move on the top receiver. They need a top tier receiver. The numbers show. But I mean, if Lamar Jackson plays this game, they win this game easy. I feel like. I think Lamar Jackson definitely would have came away with that dub for the Ravens, but the Bengals move on. Like Marv said, they know what they need to clean up because if they don't get dominated by the Bills this weekend. So, but shout out to the Bengals, man, for moving on.
Yeah, for sure. All right, man. We go to the game. Was supposed to be the game of the weekend. Became a huge dud. But it depending on which team you was rooting for. Because if you're the Cowboys, like this is the game you've been waiting for all year. If you're the Buccaneers fan, you're like, what in the world just happened? And it was like that for the whole game. I watched it entirely because it was a Monday night game. I'm sure most of everybody did, especially the Cowboys fans. Before we let the Cowboys fans go, me and Marv would weigh in first so we can get y'all a whole dynamic of the game because as an outsider watching the game as a neutral fan, goodness gracious, number 11. If Michael Parsons didn't earn his money anywhere else, it was this game. Him and I won't say it was him, but him knowing how to pass rush and having his team to back him up. Brady looked so confused. Just pointing at receivers, they was going the wrong way. It just looked bad, and it didn't get better. We got a couple of late touchdowns, which really didn't matter. I mean, other than for Dallas, Everything worked on all cylinders except for the extra points. I mean if that's what you hang your hat on is a bad game, then hey man, we can find another guy to kick a field goal. But Dallas
They found them today.
when the opening kickoff was just dominant, and Dak, like I said, this is an outsider. One of the best games I've seen Dak play. Just
The best
efficient,
of his career.
making the right plays, taking off on the foot if he had to, having awareness to throw that. I don't know if he knew that when his guy stepped out of bounds, the defensive guy touched it first. I was like, oh, he's out of bounds. Didn't know the guy touched the corner touched the ball first. Hey, another touchdown for that. Make him look better. Hey man,
And he didn't plan that, but it worked out.
I know he didn't plan, but it just
But,
this is the type of night he was having. This
Right.
type of night you have.
Dak looked really good. He looked like he could do no wrong.
Man,
And I guess that as a Cowboys fan and as Jerry as a general manager, that's probably the reason why they took a minute to try to see about getting him his money or what type of money they're gonna give him and all of that, because he has those flashes where it's just like, dude is really good. And then he has those Jaguar games. And then the last game of the season type of game, you know what I'm saying? Where you like, what are you doing? Why are you going out late? That's a cardinal sin. Like, you know what I'm saying? But what he did in that game, you can't take nothing from that boy. I mean, he knew what he was doing. He was making the right reads. Like you said, he was running when he was supposed to. He just looked confident, man. And I feel like he just got into a zone that we haven't seen him get into for a minute. I felt like the last time I seen him look like that was last season before he got hurt. That was like the last time I seen him look like that.
That potential
when he came out at the beginning of the season, he was lighting everybody up for 300, 400 yards.
Yeah.
That was the last time I seen him look like that. And if he can play like that, and Parsons is gonna play like that, then yeah, I done upped y'all another 20-30% as favorites, because if that's what we're gonna get, it's gonna be hard to beat them if that's what you're gonna get. And then the complimentary play from the other guys. That boy 91 on y'all D line making contributions.
Watkins.
The Lions out there, tipping balls, and could have had a couple interceptions. Like, they all was out there.
Goodness gracious,
they were all out there.
Ugly.
If the way Dallas is set up with all that talent, if they all are clicking, then hey, you know what I'm saying? They got as good a chance as anybody else.
Man, and before you guys go, if you can get Dak like this the rest of the playoffs, no matter how bad the defense gives up a play, if you get Dak playing like this, and I don't care what anybody say about how people don't listen to the whispers or the papers, he saw what y'all was saying. He saw what the Cowboy Nation was saying about him the last few weeks before the season over with. He had to.
Yeah.
That boy played America's team. He saw what the America's team was being said about him, and he took that to heart. He was yelling, and you saw the passion, like on the sideline when the kicker was missing the field. What do we like? I like that. Hey, you get him, man. Scary.
Yeah.
Scary.
Yeah. It was. Go ahead, Drew.
I was gonna say, first of all, shout out to Dak. I'm gonna go ahead and say it on here. That was his best game of his career.
Okay.
Some people will argue and say the Green Bay playoff loss was one of his best games. Some will even say last year when they played Tampa Bay, when him and Tom Brady was going back and forth, he had a dominant game that game. Some people argue and say that, that was one of his best games as well. But I'm here to say that game we saw from Dak was a hell of a performance. He was in control. That offense was just moving. He was on the line making the adjustments. He was moving the defense. He was accurate. And another thing I want to also shout out to, the receivers were going to get the ball. That was one thing that we were having issues with the interceptions. They were attacking the ball. So you got to shout out Gallup. I even seen Tony Pollard make a catch where he went and attacked the ball on the receiving route. So you got to shout them boys out. Another person I definitely want to shout out, LVE. I think Cowboy Nation definitely needs to apologize to this young man. During the season, a lot of people hating on LVE. You say what?
That Vander Esch?
Yeah, Vander Esch. I'm sorry.
Him and that collar, boy.
Yeah.
That collar needs to be shout out to. Shout out to the neck collar, man.
Yeah, for sure. When he went down with his injury, that it was felt in that defense. The defense struggled when he went down, and then you see what happens when he came back. The defense was looked like it was they wasn't missing a beat. You allow Parsons to go back in his position. You got Anthony Barr, holding it down on his side as well. So shout out LVE. You got to shout out that boy Curse as well. He's the leader of the defense. Don't get me wrong. I love Parsons. Parsons makes all the plays, but Curse is the leader of that defense. Curse is the leader of that defense. So, but yeah, we moving on. We dominated Tom Brady. The numbers were against us. We never beat Tom Brady. We was 1-4 on the grass, 7-0. We did 0-7 against Tom Brady. So, they came out, they showed up. They played great on offense, defense, special teams. Though we got some shit we got to figure out with that. But yeah, man, shout out my Cowboys, man, for sure.
Definitely. Dak looked amazing, man. Since the NFL has been keeping up with the QB rating, that is the highest QB rating in a playoff game by an away quarterback ever. So, I mean, he had like a 95.3 QB rating. That was pretty good. Dak, believe it or not, Dak, believe it or not, man, to me, he's better in the playoffs than he is in the regular season. Right now, Dak playoff record is 2-3. He's 2-3 record, thrown 10 touchdowns to only 3 interceptions. So the turnovers are not crucial. He's not throwing multiple interceptions. I mean, one might fly. I just need that same Dak against the 49ers. Now, if Dak could chop up the 49ers like that, then we're good. We're good, man. But back to Brady and the Tampa Bay team. Brady looked lost. He looked lost, man. A lot of passes were short, bonehead passes in the red zone, throwing interceptions. I'm happy and I'm grateful for the defense that my boy was able to put out there. Curse was amazing. Parsons was amazing. The pass rush was there. And I just feel like besides our corners that are not coming back, our defense is finally healthy again. All the linebackers are there. The defensive linemen are there. The cornerbacks, we can't get them back, but that front seven is finally back healthy again. You can definitely see it. So kudos to the Cowboys, and we're ready for next week. What'd you say, Mar?
That's a big help to the DBs. If y'all got, DBs, that's a hell of a
front seven.
It's like that's like sessions opportunities.
And real quick, shout out Dan Quinn too, man.
Dan Quinn.
He called a hell of a game, man. He had Tom Brady rattled. So you definitely got to show love to Dan Quinn.
And I'm gonna go to the opposite locker room. What are we doing in Tampa Bay? What are we doing, Brian Leftwich? Why is Tom Brady throwing 66 passes in the game?
That's crazy.
Why is he throwing 66 passes? Not completed, throwing 66 passes as a 45-year-old quarterback. Now, I don't know if they tried to outsmart themselves because they didn't run the ball a lot early. And I was watching the Manning ESPN, their thing, because they're a little bit more footballsy than the other than ESPN. And they couldn't understand it. Why is the Tampa Bay at least not attempting to run? So you giving from the get-go, you let these guys pass rush and get into your offensive lineman head off rip. But not even trying to run the ball. But then when you run it, it's too late. The game is out of hand. There's no way in the world in the playoff Tom Brady should be throwing 66 passes.
That's wild.
Right.
What are we doing?
And to be honest, when Fournette got the ball, he was running hard. Like I seen him truck somebody, like give him some.
I mean, he had
business.
He
5
trucked
rushes for
Bard,
he had
Anthony
5
Bard.
rushes
Yeah,
for
he
11
trucked
yards.
somebody real good. I'm like,
He on a 2-yard run. I mean, that is too late. And then you look on the other side. Can Tony Pollard please be a starting running back? Can we see him on the opening play? It's night and day.
they need to put a cap on.
I
Zeke.
love Zeke, but you could tell he just need to pass that torch. He just need to
Tony
pass.
P had 15 rushes, 77 yards. Dak had not that, but Zeke had 13 for 27.
He need to be capped off at 12.
Now but in Zeke's defense, when Zeke is in, it's mostly a running play. And, and you confuse the defense with Tony out there because you think he's gonna be in for passing situation, but
right.
Give Zeke the ball when you inside the 7-yard line. That's it.
I don't know. I don't know if you still give it to him. I still probably give it to Tony. That's just my guy. I don't know. It's just,
the only thing
they just need to leave it alone. I mean, it's working. It's been
no. I'm just being.
It's been working.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Pollard needs to be out there. I would say 80% to Zeke's 20.
Yeah, shout out to Dalton Schultz, man. I thought he was gonna be another. What was our last great tight end? It was like
Witten.
Yeah, Witten. But he's better. I mean, right now he's younger, but he's getting the job done as a tight end.
Yeah, he is
for you guys, and then he getting everybody involved with CD and Gallup. Who's that? They caught that wide open touchdown.
That was CD.
CD.
Oh yeah, CD was wide open too.
Yeah, Ty was still involved with 2 catches. So we're gonna go into we got a comment. There is a difference. There is a difference. Zeke
he can pass block.
Yeah.
Hey, Tony P can pass block too. I've seen him do it. So, but yeah, Zeke is better.
All right, go ahead to these division rounds, man. Another great round of football. Well, I don't know how this was going to turn out. The Jaguars at the Chiefs.
Woo!
He come Lucho's boy, Sunshine against the Chiefs. See how great he is there. We trying to match points against the Chiefs. I got the Chiefs running away with this. Running away.
Okay. This is gonna be my upset of the week, man. Nah, this is gonna be my second upset of the week. Yeah, I'm going with the Jags, man. I'm going with the Jags.
Lucho beefing with them Chiefs fans. You still beefing with them Chiefs fans?
I'm still beefing with them, bro. I'm going with the Jags. Now, I feel like this is gonna be a high-scoring game. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think the Jags defense can stop Pat, but I don't think the Chiefs defense can stop Trevor either. I just don't see it. I don't see it. I think this is going to be a high-scoring game. Both of these teams are going to score over 25 points.
I'll tell you one thing, just real quick. If you give the Chiefs 4 interceptions, it's not going to be close.
Trevor's going to have to tone down the interceptions. He's definitely going to have to tone down the interceptions. But I feel like Travis Etienne and Trevor Lawrence could run circles around the Chiefs secondary. I just do. I just feel like they could run circles around this defense. I got to be in a high-scoring game. I'm riding with the Jags. And I think the Chiefs going to leave upset. Now, this is going to be a tough task. They are playing in Kansas City, and we know how that home crowd could get. But Trevor's just been able to throw the ball on everybody, man. He has. And I don't see the Chiefs defense stopping them. I'm riding with the Jags, man. Riding with the Jags.
And
it ain't the Jack. It ain't the Jack.
That Jack talking.
I'd be lying to you if I told y'all that I thought the Jaguars had a chance for real.
Don't do it.
Andy Reid is going to torch that Jags defense. Torch. When I say torch, I'm talking like, you know what I'm saying, Scorpion, you know what I'm saying, finish move. Like, they done. Bones. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not going to be able to do it, bro. Granted, they probably going to give up some points, and it might be close in the first half, but that second half is gonna be lights out. It's gonna be the tune of like 45 to like 20, 28, maybe 45-31. I'm gonna say 45-31, Kansas City.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely gonna be a high scoring game. I think we all know that, but we got to remember who the Chiefs quarterback is. It's Mahomes. And I just don't see Mahomes losing to Trevor Lawrence. I mean, if he does, that's gonna be a knock. That's gonna hurt. But I just see Mahomes outplaying Trevor Lawrence, and I see the Chiefs winning a high scoring game. So they better win this game for
And
sure.
Arrowhead is gonna be going crazy, bro.
We rocking. We rocking.
Arrowhead's never seen a Trevor.
And he'll never be the same afterwards. All right.
Let's go, Jags.
The Giants at the Eagles. I got the Eagles winning this. I mean, the Giants show how good they could be, but I think Eagles with that defense, I mean, one of the top defenses in the league, you're not gonna let Daniel Jones run like that, and him running like that made a difference in that game because it opened up the offense more. So it was threatened they was gonna run, but I think the Eagles a little more disciplined, and not gonna let them run like that. So I got the Eagles winning this. I don't think it's not gonna be a blowout, but I would say 13.
I can see that. I can definitely see that. I think Jalen Hurts dominates. I think with them having that bye week is gonna help. You know, especially with him coming from that shoulder injury. So I think we'll see a normal looking Jalen Hurts. I feel like it's gonna be a close game. I feel like the Giants are gonna put up a good fight. But I just got to go with the better team. I'm gonna go with Philly.
Yeah, I think I spoke to it earlier. I think that the Philly weapons are a little bit sharper than the Giants' weapons. And I think their defense is considerably better with the people that they brought in during the season, off season, all of that. Having Slay out there to take away whoever um, is going to be big for the Eagles. I think the Eagles win this by like 10 points.
Yeah. I got the Eagles also winning this game. Jalen Hurts' name also showed up on an injury report with a strained shoulder. I don't know if they're if I'm the Eagles, I wouldn't even put that out there, but they put him on an injury report for some reason. Um, Not saying that they're going to put a bounty on Jalen or anything, but if I'm the Giants, definitely trying to get some hits on him. Definitely trying to get some hits on him. And if I'm Jalen, I'm sliding a little bit quicker and sooner than I normally do because if my shoulder's still hurting, you don't want to hurt it again, but they had a lot of time to rest. It is not going to get no healthier than what is done over these past 2 weeks. So I think the Eagles will get out there. They'll get rolling and they'll jump on top of the Giants and they'll beat them convincingly. So I'm around with the Eagles on this one.
All right. Move on to the Bengals at the Bills. Emotional game. Probably for both teams, but more from the Bills side of it. If you guys remember, this is the game that he couldn't complete because DeMar Hamlin had that scary injury. He's back at home. Maybe he'll be at the game, but definitely an emotional game. And with that, I think the Bills gonna ride that emotion. Like did the week after he came back, dominated. The week after the injury happened, they dominated. So I think this is the game with him probably being there, rooting the fans on, having that stadium rocking. Uh, I got the Bills winning up close. I think a field goal game.
Mm.
I'm currently looking up the weather out there. I want to see what that weather gonna be like.
All right, while you checking that out, I'm gonna go with I'm
What's your
going with
second
the
upset?
Bengals.
Oh, you say you had two upsets. You say you had two upsets.
Nah,
So
I'm going with the Bengals. I'm riding with the Bengals on this one. I just think that everything that we've been talking about earlier with Josh Allen catches up with him. This team, you don't want to give no turnovers to this team. You don't want to give extra offensive possessions to Joe Mixon, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and the other guy that got 83, Boyd. And Joe, you don't want to give them no other possessions, man. And that tight end hurts. Um, this all depends on what we get from Allen, but I feel like Allen is still going to be Allen. They're not going to change the offense. They're going to put the ball in his hand. He's going to do design quarterback runs, in which he might just fumble on. And we've seen it before. He's done it all year. So I'm around with the Bengals for that simple fact.
3 fumbles last week, lost one of them.
Yeah, I'm also going with Cincy as well. Like I said, and I've been saying it, the Bills just don't look right to me. The turnovers that Josh Allen is putting out there could I feel like if he does that against Cincinnati, it's gonna hurt him. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I mean, they would definitely lose this game if he's turning the ball over. I feel like Jamar Chase is gonna dominate this game. I feel like he's gonna have a big game. I just hope they protect Joe. If they protect Joe, give Joe some time, I feel like he could pick apart this Bills defense. I feel like they could come away with this victory. So we'll see.
So in the event, it's saying that we looking at high winds, 15 mile per hour west winds, gusts up to 36, rain, snow. How do
He
y'all
said
think
it's coming from the west side.
Huh? How do y'all feel that that's going to impact this game?
I don't think it's going to affect it.
I mean,
it affect the kicking game. I feel
if we talking about a run game, I'm definitely picking Cincinnati. If we talking about Mixon and P. Ryan, I'm definitely going with Cincy if that's what we're doing.
I don't think it's going to affect them. These are two teams who are used to playing in the cold weather, playing in those environments. I don't think it's going to affect them in any way. Cincy plays Cincy. Buffalo may get a little colder, but that's about it.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
You know that west side wind different. The west side wind a little different.
Yeah, man. You got some gusts. You got some swirly winds. Is what it sounds like it's gonna be going on. I hope it ain't like that game that New England and Buffalo had where both teams were forced to run.
Oh yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we're gonna have to see. But I'm still leaning towards Buffalo, man. If we all remember, Cincinnati, the beginning of the season, they didn't look so hot, and they had problems with protecting Joe. So if Buffalo can get after him and get they front to get after Joe a little bit, I think that's where the advantage is going to be. I think that's where they win the game. If they can get their front seven after Joe a little bit, touch him up a little bit, I think that's where they win the game at. But if they let him sit back there and be pretty and throw to Jamar all day, they'll likely lose.
Well, the difference between that part of the season and now is early in the season their secondary was hurt. Now that secondary is healthy, but now you got one of the best pass rushers not playing. So it flips since the earlier season.
Right.
It will give Buffalo that kind of, I want to say advantage, but it'll help guard number 1, number 83, all the other big playmakers that Burrow has. So, now it's just the point of getting to Burrow.
Yeah.
That's going to be one of the biggest plays on it because the secondary, Tre'Davious White's back, who was hurt most of the beginning of the year. So having him back is big, healthy throughout the year. Big. So
I mean, they all of Joe's career they've had a problem with keeping them upright.
Of course.
So, if they continue to do that and they can get after him a little bit, I think I'll give Buffalo the edge in the close game.
All right. In the last game on the schedule, you got the Cowboys going out to California, man. Good weather. This is good weather. But I got if you can get of course Dallas has good weather too. But if you can get Dak playing like he was last week, which is a long shot, but ugh, I'm going. Shoot, if I had to flip a coin, I'm going with I'm going with the Cowboys, man. I like the way he looked. I like the play calling they called. They mixed it up. They had Tampa Bay's defense looking so confused in some plays. I mean, you got guys catching wide open touchdown passes. The combination of getting Pollard and Zeke early kind of balance him out, not knowing who's going to be in for passing, who's going to be in for running. Like you said, got to clean up the kicker. You got to have a long talk with that kicker. I don't know if you bring an extra one in, he missed one, don't even put it back out on the field again. Or what? I don't know.
We
But
did. We
okay,
brought
yeah,
one in.
bring him too.
Yeah,
Hey, yeah, bring him. Tell that one dude bring one outfit.
yeah.
Might not be coming back. But yeah, I had the Cowboys with the edge because this will be a battle of who's going to call the best plays. And Shanahan is the brilliant playmaker, play caller, and McCaffrey going off like he did, but I think your defense is a little more sturdier with the pass rush and with the secondary to go with, not secondary, but like you said, Kurt's playing like he played last week, looking like the dominant leader of that team. He could have had a couple more picks. He just, one of them was, I think he had a drop one in the end zone, right? If I'm
Yeah.
not mistaken. Yeah, I'm wrong with the Cowboys, man. Yeah, I hope I don't jinx you guys.
Yeah. In this game, I feel like it's gonna be a nail biter, man.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing that I think where San Fran has the advantage is if they could possess the ball, like if they running the clock on y'all, because they gonna get nasty. They Kittle, the wide receivers, all those guys are real physical. So if you're not bringing your lunch pail and you're not ready for that physicality, then they're gonna run all over you. And that's been kind of like Dallas's like weakness the whole year is they can get you can run on them. Um, so if I'm Dallas, I mean if I'm 49ers, I'm not gonna get too cute with Purdy and try to make him throw 30, 40 times. I'm gonna see if Dallas can hold up. Can they stop this run attack? Um, and then if you get Dak out there playing the way that he played last week, um, then I gotta switch it and give the edge to the Cowboys. And then with San Francisco being at home, I don't know, man. I'm thinking this is gonna be like a real close one, probably like a 3 point to whoever wins. But I'm thinking maybe San Francisco, man.
All right. We got there, fellas. We got there.
Thinking San Francisco. I mean,
uh,
it's cool. I really don't want to call it, but I'm gonna go with San Francisco.
All right.
I just want y'all to think about what could possibly happen with social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, if the Cowboys advance to the NFC Championship game.
Oof.
That's gonna be, man, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. Um, I got the boys winning the close one. Like Marv said, man, it's gonna be a physical game. But I think the players that we have on defense, I think they'll be prepared for it. I think them boys, Curse, Hooker, Parsons, the defensive linemen, what San Francisco can do. They know what they're gonna bring. Um, I think that continues. I think he has confidence now. He's playing with a lot of confidence. I feel like Kellen Moore is allowing Dak to be more in control of that offense. And if Dak gets in rhythm, he gets in that zone, I feel like we'll win that game. Marv, you kind of hit it on the nail when you mentioned in the chat at some point, Brock, he has to crack at some point. Hopefully it's against us this weekend. So we'll see.
Yeah. And I'm excited also, man. So this is my second upset. Of course, we're not the favorites going
Oh,
into San Fran. So this is my second upset right here. Now, I like my boys on the road more than I do at home. I love my team on the road. I just do. They're road warriors. They have been all season. So I like them on the road. Let's not also forget a second string quarterback by the name of Jared Stidham for the Vegas Raiders threw all over the 49ers. Just threw all over them. Let's not forget about that. So I think that we have a great chance at winning this game with saying that. I think that Dak looked well composed. He looked like the second coming of Peyton Manning, the way he was flipping and calling them plays. Um, yeah, I mean, it was amazing. It was. I wish that he played every game like that, man. But that type of focus, he was really playing like his life was on the line. Like, I can't make a mistake. I gotta complete these passes and call the right play, or Jerry Jones gonna kill me tonight. But that, man, I'm not. I'm okay with our offense. I think our offense is going to be okay. I'm more concerned about our defense and if we can be physical enough to play with these boys. We saw Diggs last week. Diggs didn't want to tackle last week. I seen it. I don't know if y'all was watching it. Diggs didn't
Oh,
want to tackle last week. Yeah. You
no
cannot play this. Yeah, you cannot play this San Fran team like that. They pride themselves on.
Well, he was playing lazy.
Yeah, he was definitely playing lazy, man. You can't play Debo. You can't play none of these receivers like that, man. They are gonna pride on trucking you, running through you, spinning off of you, just doing everything they can to make you look stupid.
Yeah.
They're gonna pride themselves on that. Christian McCaffrey too. You cannot slack. He's gonna be out there lined up at receiver, running back also. So they can't slack, man. I'm not worried about our offense. I just need my defense to keep that intensity. Now, Curse, they're gonna put Curse on the tight end, and I'm okay with that. I'm very okay with that. Curse and Kittle, Curse can hold Kittle down. I believe he can. I believe he can. Kittle, I mean, he's gonna get his catches. Just don't let him go off. Just don't let him go off. But I got Dallas winning this game to the score of 28-21.
I had two things to say, but I'm gonna add a third one because what you just said is no way in the world I'm gonna have Michael Parsons chasing around George Kittle.
Oh, hell no. Hell no.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
No.
I mean,
That's going to be Curse all game. Curse and Wilson.
Curse.
Yeah.
He said curse.
Curse. Oh, okay.
No, Curse. Yeah. Curse. Yeah.
Curse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But two things I had. Number one, we you guys, and it's probably the same thing. The defense that Brock Purdy is going to play against. He hasn't played against defense like this. And I don't know. I forgot which week he started, but I'm just going to name the teams he played against recently and go back at least 10 weeks. Seahawks, Cardinals, Raiders, Commanders, Seahawks, Buccaneers, Dolphins, Saints, Cardinals, Chargers. Should I keep going?
Now, the closest is maybe the Commanders.
But you put 37 points, you held them to 20 points. Oh, I'm gonna say they held them to they still put up 37 points on them.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
But it's definitely something to watch. You still didn't have the pressures. I don't think even Chase Young played that game. I think he was still hurt.
No, he probably wouldn't.
I don't think that game. Maybe Purdy won in that game. I don't know, but that is a wrap for the night, man.
Yes, sir.
We'll be back with our results from the divisional round. It's gonna be another fun weekend of football, NFL. Shout out to the guys, Marv, Trill, Lucho, pulling up to the show as usual.
Yes,
shout out to everybody who chimed in.
Yes, sir.
Another great show. We appreciate you guys. As usual, we're still on Spotify. Catch us on there too. Same name, SCD Podcast. And consistent with putting shows on there. I'm gonna be more consistent. I think the last show we had on there was a Thanksgiving special, and that's on me. But hey, we're gonna have a bunch of episodes coming at you at once. Check us out on our Facebook page, same name, Twitter, same name. We're working on a TikTok. Try to put some of the best conversations on the show on TikTok. We're trying to be everywhere, man. We're trying to move forward, and with you guys' help and join us every week. Help us grow is helping us. So shout out to everybody, and it's a wrap. Peace out.
Yes, sir. Y'all take care, man.
All right. Catch y'all on the flip side.